touch money. Even if you need to send a letter to someone, you need someone to take the letter to the post office for you. And in Thailand, it's very common to see, mainly in the northeast of Thailand, monks dressed in rags. They're not robes anymore. They're very, very poor condition. No shoes. They look very dirty. And they stand by the counter in the bus station or train station, looking down all the time, waiting for someone to buy a ticket for them. And it may take 1 hour, 2 hours, a whole day. So this is a very special situation. One needs to be very humble to be in a situation like that. When it's so easy for us just to take the money from the bag and take an ang pao and we buy the tickets, even airplane tickets. I'm not criticizing one or another, I'm showing different ways of practice. Practicing charity, once you observe what is going on, once you understand the suffering in someone else's mind, and you are able to relieve this suffering, is also a kind of practice. I'm not discussing or creating situations where we should discuss what is more effective or what is stronger or what is more proper for monks. I see both things are important kinds of practice, because the Dhamma is not theory, and there are many ways to see the Dhamma. But whatever the way you choose, it must pass through observation. And whenever you practice charity, any social act to relieve someone else's suffering, you have to observe, and you have to understand, and you have to be patient, and you have to be compassionate, and you have to devote your time, your personal time, to help someone else. So this is also a kind of practice. And mainly nowadays that Buddhism is growing so quickly in the West, it's very difficult to practice forest tradition in the West. I guess even in Malaysia it would be very difficult, because mainly here we have Chinese supporters, Chinese devotees. You're all from Chinese background here. Yes? Oh, no, you're not, sorry. But most of you and most devotees in Malaysia are from Chinese background. And you are people that work very hard, and your culture is based on you work, you eat. You do nothing, you don't get anything. That's a very, very deep Chinese concept. It's even in Mahayana tradition, Mahayana monks that don't work, they don't eat. And they work in the fields, and they do all kinds of physical work under the sun, with those round hats and so on. You know what I'm talking about. It's nothing new. So even in Malaysia, it would be very difficult for monks to keep only forest tradition. And in the West, it's very hard as well. You see monks like Most Venerable Ajahn Brahmawanso, we all know him, and he's very famous all over the world now, and he has his Theravada monastery, and he is from Ajahn Chah tradition, and he gives Dhamma talks all over the world. He's working hard. I don't think even Ajahn Brahm could just sit down and meditate all day in his kuti and get support in Australia. Maybe I'm wrong, but my humble opinion is that he wouldn't be so famous if he would be just sitting down meditating all day in his kuti in Australia. And by my own experience, yes, sister.
I think whether famous or not famous is not important. The more important thing is how much insight, how enlightened, whether a person has seen Nirvana. That is more important, isn't it, Dharma?
It's the point of how much in a hurry you are to achieve Nibbana.
Buddha has always said that Nibbana is the highest
It is, I'm not denying that. But how much in a hurry you are to get to Nibbana, and how is your practice? I see many people in the world, like Mother Teresa, for example. She was not even a Buddhist. And if you ask me, was she an enlightened person? I would say maybe she was. Maybe she was. I'm not here to judge someone else's enlightenment, but there are so many people that devote their lives to help other people, to serve other people, forgetting about their own ego. And that's the point about charity as well. Nibbana is a matter of forgetting about yourself, your wrong idea of a self. And the more you practice charity, the less idea about a self you have. Because you are devoting all your life to help others, not yourself. And this great amount of merit that you produce, and this great forgetting about yourself, is always a very deep practice.
Charity is very good because Dana, Sila, Bhavana, Dana is a kind of charity also.
Dana is charity, yes. It's donating.
Sila is also a kind of charity. When we check overseas or Sila cures, we don't put any harm to any other human beings or any beings. It's a kind of charity too, in a very subtle form. So, but this charity and Dana